Hey guys, let's get more news from Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Klay Thompson wants to stay with the Warriors, believes they can make a run in the playoffs. The Golden State Warriors are trying to get their season back on track after winning 4 out of their last 5 games. The 22-25 Warriors' struggles are interlinked with that of Klay Thompson, who's lost his place in the closing lineup and has been in trade rumors. Klay reacted to the rumors after their win over the 76ers, showing his desire to remain on the Warriors. "I don't partake in NBA discourse. I think that's a waste of energy. At the end of the day, if I'm wearing a Dubs uniform or some other uniform, I will be myself." Klay then reaffirmed wanting to stay with the Warriors before being asked about his belief in the current group. Klay passionately backed himself, Stephen Curry, and Draymond Green to figure it out and make a run to the postseason. "I see Steph Curry. I see Draymond. I go home and check our playoff record as a trio, then you add what we have as champions. I believe. I will always believe. It's a long season, I will always believe we can make a run when we're all suited up." Klay is having a rough time this season, averaging 17.1 points on 41.7% from the field and 37.7% from three. He put up an impressive 18 points in the win over the 76ers. His inconsistency has hurt Golden State this season, as they transition to relying more on youngsters like Brandon Podziemski, Lester Quinones, and Gue Santos. Klay is on an expiring $43.2 million contract and has rejected contract extension offers in the offseason. He bet on himself to earn a massive payday but will likely struggle to generate major interest in the summer after his disappointing performances. The Warriors are unlikely to trade him in the next 12 hours, but will have to grapple with the decision of bringing back or letting go of the club legend in the summer. Klay Thompson is going to have his jersey hanging from the Chase Center rafters when he decides to retire from the game. He's one of the greatest Warriors in the franchise's history, but he isn't a max-level player anymore. He is not living up to the $43 million price tag by his name this season and isn't making a good case for why the Warriors shouldn't bring him back for even half the amount. Klay is one of the greatest comeback stories in the NBA. He saw his prime snatched from him by 2 career-ending injuries in back-to-back seasons. He tore his ACL in 2019 and then tore his Achilles in 2020, returning midway through the 2021-22 season and playing an integral role in the Warriors' championship. Warriors' biggest midseason acquisition? The old Andrew Wiggins. Golden State was rumored to be shopping Andrew Wiggins, with one report suggesting he could be heading to the Milwaukee Bucks for Bobby Portis. Wednesday night, the Warriors were glad they have to this point kept the 2022 All-Star. Wiggins had 21 points and 10 rebounds in the Warriors' 127-104 road win against the Philadelphia 76ers. He looked like the player he was 2 years ago, when he served as Golden State's second-best player on a title run. Wiggins played above the rim. Against the 76ers, Wiggins hit 2 three-pointers, continuing an upward trend in a woeful shooting year. While Wiggins is only shooting 31.1% from deep on the season, he is 9-for-16 over his last 6 games. Wiggins also played amazing defense on Wednesday, like when he stopped a 3-on-1 fast break. The Warriors have improved on the defensive end since Draymond Green returned as a full-time center, alongside Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga. The problem with dealing Wiggins was that what the Warriors need most, athleticism, a second scorer next to Steph Curry, point-of-attack defense, rebounding, are all qualities that the best version of Wiggins provides. Who knows why Wiggins struggled so much early in the season? The important thing is that he is turning things around just in time to convince the Warriors to keep him. Which is good, because Wiggins doesn't want to go anywhere. NBA rumors, Warriors linked to Kelly Olynyk as trade deadline approaches. Amid the Golden State Warriors' tumultuous 2023-24 season, they have found themselves prominently involved in trade rumors. After all, the expectation as long as Stephen Curry is playing at a high level is for them to compete for a championship, much less a playoff spot. Alas, to this point, the Warriors have stood pat, and it's looking rather unlikely that they pull off a blockbuster trade that drastically affects their title odds this season. But this doesn't mean that the Warriors aren't looking into upgrading the roster, particularly the frontcourt. As of late, they have relied heavily on Draymond Green to hold the fort at center. While Green can do a job at that position, the lack of size on the interior remains a concern for them. Thus, it's not too big of a surprise to hear that the Warriors are linked to versatile big man Kelly Olynyk, who, according to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, has been linked to a potential move to the Dubs. Here's an interesting name for Golden State. There are a number of teams pursuing Kelly Olynyk with the Utah Jazz. He'd be a perfect fit for Golden State. That's a player Golden State will continue to have some dialogue about, Wojnarowski said on SportsCenter. The Warriors' interest in Kelly Olynyk was corroborated by Yahoo Sports' Jake Fisher, who wrote that Golden State is one of three teams, Philadelphia 76ers and Miami Heat, that could seriously entertain an Olynyk pursuit with hours to go before the deadline. Like Wojnarowski said, Olynyk profiles as the archetype of player that should fit seamlessly on the Warriors' motion-based offense. Olynyk loves to keep the ball moving, and he has shown the ability to run dribble handoffs, and his ability to space the floor is a big bonus for a Warriors team that loves trotting out five-out lineups. Alas, the Warriors and Jazz may find it difficult to be a trade match. Will the Dubs want to offer Gary Payton two-away? Will the Jazz find a trade centered around Payton's contract enough? Those are questions that should be answered as we inch closer to the trade deadline. And you fan, what do you think of the Kelly Olynyk situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.